Welcome back to the workshop. It's Tyler from Iron River Armory, and today we're starting on a new project I'm really excited about. We're making the combat knife from the new game Space Marine 2. We're going to plasma cut the blade out of 1075 steel, laser engrave the blade with Space Marine symbols, and resin 3D print the handles. Alright, let's get to it. Now that we have the SolidWorks model all designed, we load it into Fusion 360 and convert it to the CNC file for the plasma cutter. Plasma cutting is all done, and this blade is hefty. It's going to make out to be a good chopper. Now we're going to clean up all the molten metal that accumulates around the edges and clean up the entire blade. Surface grinding is all done. Now we're going to clean up the slots that are on the spine of the knife. I'm going to use an angle grinder and a file to clean them all up. Cleanup on the blades all done, now it's on to the bevels. We're going to start by grinding in the secondary bevel. This is the small steep bevel that will make the edge sharp. We're going to set up our jig for 25 degrees. Now that the secondary bevel is grounded, we focus on the main bevel. This will be set around 7.5 degrees. Bevels are all ground in, now we're going to heat treat. We start the heat treat by quenching it in oil. This will harden the blade so it doesn't chip or crack. We heat the blade up to 1450 degrees and then quench in canola oil. Now that the quench is done, we temper the blade at 500 degrees for 2 hours to make it less brittle and won't shatter on impact. Alright, the heat treat's all done, now down to my favorite part, tedious hand sanding. We're going to use high grit sanding stones to start, then we're going to move to the grinder with some high grit belts to finish off the bevels, then we're going to move on to a buffing and polishing wheel to finish it all up. Polishing and finishing of the blades all done, now we're on to the laser engraving. We're going to engrave the Imperial Aquilia symbol, which is a two-headed eagle on one side of the blade, and the Astra Militarum on the other, which is a skull with wings. Both are symbols of different Space Marines in the 40K universe. Now that the blade's all done, it's on to the handle. It's going to be 3D printed out of resin in 3 parts. There'll be a guard, the handle, and then a pommel. The guard and the pommel, which is in the shape of an eagle head, will be printed out of gold, and the middle handle part will be made out of black resin. Once printing is done, we sand and buff the handle parts before gluing them onto the blade.